Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing a DIY scrapbook page. I'm going to show you how I create a page that was inspired by this particular tag, but I'm going to be using multiple tags. And I'm also going to have a journaling page because I've told you how important journaling is in your junk journals and scrapbooks and magic memory books. So this particular page was inspired by this tag. We are going to be having a sale for these thematic tags in our Instagram stories this week. Sometime we don't have an exact date, but if you keep an eye on our stories, we're going to announce everything there. You know, with 3 kids and 3 dogs, it is a zoo over here, so we have to take it day by day, but we will be having a sale for these themed tags very soon. But this particular scrapbook layout was inspired by this one. This was the first one I made, and although I am going to be showing you how I use it in the scrapbook, I'm not really keeping it in there, and it will be a part of the sale. So you need tags for this. I am going to be using these tags because I'm going to be putting photos on them. If you are interested in these blank tags, comment below, because I wasn't going to put them in the sale. I had no intention of putting these kind of blank tags in the sale, but if you like them and you'd like to purchase blank ones with embellishments for your pictures, let me know, because I could have them to sale. So comment below if that's something you're interested in, because I will make some to add to the sale if anyone's interested. If not, don't worry, it's okay. You don't have to be interested. No big deal. So you will need tags, you will need pictures. Now mine are super 70s pictures. These are pictures of me at Disneyland as a very young child. I don't want to cut these up because they are the original photos. So I made color photocopies. I just don't feel comfortable cutting up my pictures, so I made color photocopies. They'll work just as well. So you'll need pictures. You will also need yarn to create a little tail for your tags if they don't already have them. It just makes them cute and easy to pull out because these tags will be pulled out of an adorable little bag. If you don't have a bag like this, you can use any clear plastic paper. You could even take it off of something you purchased, just cut a piece off that doesn't have anything on it. That could be what you use, but I'm using one of these little wax paper bags. You will need Mod Podge. You'll need scissors, obviously, and double stick tape. You're going to need a stamp, but if you don't have one, don't run out and buy one. You could even just write something or use book pages, and you'll need ink if you're using a stamp. There's going to be a journal page. I'm also going to put this little embellishment on there because it goes with the theme. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that is about cut to size. It's a little bit thicker than normal paper. So you're going to need cardstock cut to size. Move all this stuff. You're going to need some scraps, some book page scraps, which hopefully you have if you've been creating. And you're also going to need a piece of fabric. This one I already have cut to size. I treat my fabric when I use it in my magic memory book so it's not like super floppy. It's a little more firm. If that's something you're interested in me doing a YouTube for, let me know, because I can definitely do one. I just don't know what the interest is in something like that. But if you'd like to see more of my techniques, I'm happy to share it with you. But please just leave it in the comments below, so that way I can kind of keep track of what people may or may not be interested for upcoming episodes. But yeah, I treat my fabric so it's a little bit firm and a little bit easier to work with. And you're also going to need a piece of paper for journaling, because you're going to put it on there, and then this is going to flap up so you can see the journaling. I coffee stained mine this morning so that it looks a little more vintage. If you don't want to coffee stain your paper, you don't have to. And you can just use regular notebook paper, computer paper, even an old book page would be fine. But I think it looks fun and adds to the overall look. Another question I have for you though, real quick before we move on, is anyone interested in seeing how I coffee stain, tea stain, or otherwise color my supplies? If you are, also leave that in the comments below. I just want to get a feel for what y'all may be interested in. It's a very simple process, and I'm happy to share it with you if you want your pages to have a little more vintagey look. Or I even do pink and blue. Let me show you. This tag, this little tiny one, was actually white, but I stained it pink. So I'm happy to do a YouTube showing you how I do that, but just leave it in the comments below so when I read and I look to make new YouTubes in the coming weeks, I see what y'all want to see. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move my magic memory book aside, and obviously you're going to need a magic memory book or scrapbook or a journal or whatever you have. We're going to start with this little flap because as I'm going to show you here, you're going to have your journal page. This is going to go over and this is going to be washi taped to the top and it'll kind of lift up so you can see your journaling. I haven't done my journaling yet, but I promise y'all I will. So let's get started. I had saved this scrap because it's actually Cinderella. It's a book page from Cinderella. And so I thought it would be fun to use on here since everything is kind of Cinderella mice themed. I just want to use a fun little piece of it because really I'm just going to scrapbook over it. It doesn't need to be perfect. As I told y'all, most of the time I just eyeball everything. I don't really pay too much attention to make it perfect because I've told you perfection is so boring. So maybe we'll put that one there. Oh look, I don't even need to go to that one. Let's just rip it, doesn't need to even be perfect. And maybe like this. I just feel like it'll add a nice little touch. So you just get a tiny bit of Mod Podge. You don't need a lot because a little bit of Mod Podge goes a long way. And you put it right on there. I really should have something under this, but you live dangerously when you craft. And you just want to smooth it on there because you really don't want a bunch of Mod Podge goop under there. I always have a wet washcloth by me because I don't like all the goop being everywhere. And Mod Podge is extremely forgiving, so it's such a great medium to work with. It's okay. So a little bit more Mod Podge on the other side. This is really just to add a little bit of dimension to our page. And I'm just going to make sure it's really smoothed on there well, because what I'm going to do in a second is stamp right over it. I'm going to use this Blessed Beyond Measure stamp, and so it'll be a little bit on the cardstock and a little bit on the book pages. So I'm going to let it dry just for a minute. Mod Podge dries really quickly, so you don't need to give it a lot of time, but set that aside for now. Let it dry, and let's move on to the next easy little portion of this page. Let me make sure I'm in frame for you. We're going to put our copy stained journal page on here, and I'm just going to use, you guessed it, double stick tape, my favorite adhesive. Mod Podge and double stick tape are definitely my favorite adhesives. I don't love the glue sticks. I do use them. I do use the precision tip glue for small things, and I do use hot glue for items that might be bulky or I really am worried won't stay on with traditional glue. But to be honest, for paper, I don't know, double stick tape is the real MVP in my opinion, because double stick tape, gosh, I can't talk, stays on for everything. It's like amazing. So there you go, stick it on there really well. Get my little tool out again and just make sure it's on there really well. That looks perfect. So we're making it happen here. So now that this is on, and I will do my journaling later, let's finish up with this. See, it's pretty much dry enough. We have our two little pieces on there. So now what we're going to do is use our stamp and our ink, and we're going to stamp it right on there. If I could open the stamp. So I'm not a good stamper, everyone. I'm really not good at it. But let's see how this goes. Okay, doesn't need to be perfect. Press it on there really well. Want to make sure you get that entire adorable stamp on there. Let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. I did okay. Look at me. Growing up. learning to stamp. I'm going to start a stamping business. Not. Okay, so now we do need to let this dry a little bit before we put it on. So what we're going to do is move on to this side because we need to let this dry. Again, let me put some stuff away. We're going to get our page, our little clear page, and we're going to put it on here. Now I've already done a YouTube showing you how to do this. I will link it below, so I'll kind of move quickly because if you really wanted a better slow version of that, you can just tap on that YouTube and see how I do this. But this is really an awesome technique because you can store a lot of things in your magic memory book and it can still be seen. And that's so important because it's what fun is it to have and save all these tags and all these memories if you're putting them in envelopes and you can't see it all. I love to be able to see. And I do use a lot of tape to do this because it is going to be holding tags. So here we go. Double stick tape on the back. Put it right in there. And this one's a little bit big for this page, but that's okay. I'm just gonna fold it over. I don't even care. No big deal. No big deal. Let's see here. I'm gonna get my little guy back out. Now we need to put washi tape around. And you pick some bright colored washi tape. I think I like this one. I love this teal color. I'm actually going to start on this side and just put it right on there. And use your tool to, somebody commented what it was called in my last YouTube. Can you comment again? I totally forgot what this tool is called. I call it a crease maker, but there it is. That one's on there, but we do need another piece of washi tape here and another piece of washi tape here. So, oh, I don't want washi tape, just kept running out. I love this orange washi tape, but I literally can never find the end. So it's like ridiculous because I'll be sitting here looking forever. I actually found it in a pretty quick amount of time that time. This middle one is always the hardest one to me, but whatever. See, crease maker, right there in the crease. I don't know if that's the technical term. I don't really care. Okay, so really make sure it's on there. These little wax bags are meant to not be sticky, so you really need to make sure you're doing your best to make it as sticky as you possibly can. Now I'm going to put one down here. This is my favorite washi tape. I use it on everything and I'll be so sad when I don't have it anymore. Like I said in a previous YouTube, it is from Michael's. It was in the teacher section, like not the teacher section, but like the back to school section when they had it, and they don't even have it anymore. It was on clearance. So they may not have it anymore, but I absolutely love it. I regret not buying like every single one they had, and now it's gone. Okay, Sarah. So I'm gonna really just make sure it's on there really well. Keep going, make sure it's on there super, super, super snug. Now we have washi tape here, and washi tape here. We don't really need another piece, but I almost feel like we should because it looks uneven to me. So we don't need a lot. I'm gonna do it. This one's literally just there for looks, but it will make me feel better. So you just flip it there. And we'll just make sure it's on there nice and snug. That's another little layer too. Okay, so our little pocket page is done. So we'll start by putting our tags in. One can go in already because it's already done. These two, where'd it go? I lost a tag. Oh, there it is. These two need pictures. So like I said, I'm not using my original pictures. I did make photocopies, so let me cut those. I can cut them however I want because they're just photocopies, so I'm not worried about messing up. I'm not worried about cutting people out. I'm not worried about losing any part of the environment or the memory because they're photocopies. The real ones still have it all. So what I'm going to do is really just eyeball it because it just isn't important for it to be perfect. So let's do this. Just make sure me and Mickey are in it. That's all that really matters. My lines are not straight and I do not care. So see, there, me and Mickey are in there. I thought this picture was perfect because it's me with one of the little Cinderella mice. Extra points if you know which mice this is. Does anybody know her name? Oh, look, Cinderella's in the back too. How did I not know that? I'm gonna try and keep Cinderella in there. Let's see if she fits. She might not make the cut. Yeah, I don't know this mice's name, but if anybody else does, please leave that in the comments below. So again, double stick tape. It will adhere to these, no problem. So you just put it right on there. And like I said, these tags will be available in our Instagram stories very soon. My hope is Thursday. Today is Tuesday. I'm filming this on Tuesday. My hope is that these will be available no later than Thursday. And it will be in our Instagram stories, and it will likely be in the morning because that's when I have the most time to do it. So there. How cute is that? It just adds a little layer. Now what we need to do is add our little yarn tail, which is super simple. You just cut a little piece as long as you want. You put it in just like this. Oh my goodness, so cute. That is obviously, doesn't need to be that long, so that's perfect. And since I don't like matchy-matchy, we're gonna do a whole different color for the other one. If this yarn looks familiar, it's because it's what I use to wrap many of your Magic Memory books. I have every color of the rainbow because that's how I roll, friends. So you just slip it right in there. Oh, look at how cute and vintagey those look. So now, as you can see, we're just gonna add them all in. I'm gonna add the picture ones in at the very bottom. Make the pretty one that inspired the entire page, the top one. Just spread them around so they look cute. Oh, how adorable is that? I'm just peeking on through. Actually, I'm gonna put you in there. Look at how cute that looks. And now the really neat part of this page is it's interactive. Your children can pull them out and see what Mom looked like when she was little and put them all back in. And I don't know, I'm all about interactive pages, so that's a fun one for me. That's why I love those so much. So let's get back to our journaling page. I am going to now finish this up. Oh, you know what? Let's see if we can add this guy. Won't this be, oh no, wait. It's the wrong way. I'll have to find another way to put it on because I didn't realize I had made this one. Oh well, okay, we'll see how cute would that look if it was going the paper clip's going the wrong way. Maybe I'll try and fix that in a little bit, but let's finish our journaling page. That was very random, that tangent. We're going to need to put this on with some hot glue because it is going on to the fabric. So let me go ahead and get my hot glue gun so I can show you what we're doing. But the first thing I think I'm going to do is adhere it to the page. So I'm going to pick 2 different washi tapes that are both pretty thick so that it will stay on well. So both of these are a thicker washi tape. See, these are thinner ones, and this is a really thin one. But I'm going to pick 2 thicker kind of washi tapes. So the first one you're going to start with is on the inside. I love this one. And it just really needs to be about the size of the cardstock. So that looks about right. And what am I doing here? Let's see. There we go. Actually, that looks a little bit long. Let's trim that a little bit. Get rid of that. Let's put it right here. That looks about right. Get our little tool out. Make sure it's on there really well and just kind of fold it. Oops, I glued it to the page underneath or stuck it. Now this, as long as it is straight, I don't know if you can see, you're just going to put it right on there. It really doesn't need to be super duper perfect, but see, there it is. You're gonna put a little bit on the top too, so you don't need to be super worried, but just make sure it's on there snug. Snug as a bug in a rug. So see, it's half on the big page, half on the little one. Now, you are gonna put some on the top too, because you wanna make sure that this is secure, because kids are gonna be flipping it and looking and reading, and you don't want them to flip it right off. I also don't want to cover my stamp, so I'm not going to put it too much on there. But it's okay if it covers it a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so good that I picked this particular washi tape because the stamp says blessed by measure and it's a ruler. How cute is that? So now I'm going to flip this over and just make sure that it's on there pretty well. You're going to use your little tool one more time. Just make sure it's on there really, really well. There it is. And that is just perfect. So now what you're ready to do is add your fabric. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue, like I said, and you're just going to make sure that when you hot glue it on, you're just going to put a tiny bit of hot glue right here. When you hot glue it on, that it covers your journaling page so that it looks kind of nice and aesthetic there. So that's actually what it will end up looking like. Let me grab my hot glue. If I can grab my hot glue and get it over here. I didn't anticipate setting that up too well. So here's my really old hot glue, but you really don't need a lot. Just put a tiny bit. And now that we have it all layered, there, that's it. That's really all you have to do. And let me show you. Ta-da! How cute is that? So really you're about done. I'm going to add a little more washi tape to things just to add a little bit of texture. I love this orange one. I also need to add my journaling. I'm definitely going to write about how I grew up Disney because that's super important to me. And I'm going to write about my mom because she was in one of these pictures. And I'm going to write about how much I love Mickey Mouse, especially as a kid. So that's really the end of your page. You can add lots of other goodies. Like I said, you can add an embellishment over here. The one I was going to add is actually facing the wrong way. So let me see if I have another one so I can show you. I don't think I do. Everything I think is facing the other way. So I have all of these. You can do a YouTube of your own and figure out how to make them. But unfortunately, I have them going, see if you make the prong of your paper clip, it's to go on a page like this, not to go like this. So I don't really have one that goes over there, but what I can do is this, and I think this will be kind of cute too. It actually adds a whole little dimension there. This one's a little bit big, but there. That seems perfect. So really that's about it, and you're done. You can feature your tags. Remember, we do have a sale coming for these tags. I'll do my journaling and show you what I wrote about in a little bit. But I hope you found this useful. Remember, if you are interested in me doing a YouTube about how I treat my fabric so that it's a little more crafty and scissor friendly and usable for your magic memory book, comment below. That's something I'll definitely consider doing in the future. If you're interested in me showing you how I tea stain, coffee stain, color dye, leave that in the comments below. If you'd like to see a YouTube showing how I make one of these tags, that's definitely something I can do, but like I said, there's no real method to the madness. All are very different, but I'm happy to show you, so just let me know. And if you would like blank tags with fabric and book pages and buttons in the sale this week on Instagram, comment below and let me know. That way I know what direction to go for YouTube and Instagram. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for all the new subscribers and all the Magic Memory Book orders. I hope you love your Magic Memory Books. And I will see you all again soon. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.